doing to passion, purpose, and possibilities. I am your money mindset, dream big coach and podcast host, Kenny Ingersoll. Sorry for the bit of delay, had some technical issues, but here we are. So I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a great May so far. I'm looking forward to the holiday coming up, and the school, summer, whatever that looks like for you. Um, excuse me. Got a fantastic summer planned up. It's been a phenomenal year so far. I've loved it. So, we're going to jump right into it. Our guest today is Lori Osborne. She's the founder and chief solutions architect for BizBolster Web Solutions. Excuse me. Just looking forward to that. I've got a tickle in my throat. I do apologize. But without further ado, let's bring on Lori.
Hello, Kenny.
How are you, Lori?
I am doing great. How are you?
I
Besides the
am
tickle in your
doing
throat.
fabulous. What was that?
I said, besides the tickle in your throat.
Even with the tickle in my throat, I'm doing fabulous. It's going to be a fabulous day. Well, thank you for joining with us, and thanks for bearing with me through the technical things. My computer just completely froze.
Hate it when that happens. And my camera stopped working right before I started, so I'm with you.
They must be talking to each other because I turned my camera on, and that's when my computer froze.
Of course.
So they're like, "Oh, are we sure we want to do this stream today?
Let's see how bad they weekend. Really want." It's too hard. Yeah, I gotcha.
Coming up on the weekend, holiday coming up. I don't want to do this.
Right. Awesome. That's okay. We overcame it. We're here. We're ready.
That's right. We got through it, and if we had to, we would have. I was getting ready to do it on my phone, and
there you go. Whatever it takes.
Awesome. So, tell us about yourself. You have BizBolster. Tell us about what you do. Tell us Bolster. Tell us who is Lori Osborne.
Okay. So I have owned BizBolster for about 7 years. It started when I left the corporate world to deal with a brain tumor, actually. I have a meningioma brain tumor. It's still there. It's part of my carotid artery. It resulted in a lot of issues from the surgeries that just made me realize I'm not going back to the corporate world. So I kind of took some time to see what could I do to even just stay busy in case I never worked again, because I really had no idea at one point. So I discovered web design. I'd always been in technology, but I had never been in the creative side. And when I started playing around with it, I went, oh my gosh, this is my calling. Too bad I had to be in my 40s before I found it, but hey, it's my calling.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, and I've been doing it ever since. And we moved to Florida a couple of years after that happened and found some help with my pain. And now it's a full-time gig. And also discovered SEO a couple of years into it. That it's kind of funny. When I first started doing it, I said, I don't want to know anything about marketing. I just want to build websites. and then I realized, websites don't work if you don't do the marketing side and you don't do the SEO side so that they're found. So I've really developed a lot of additional skills on top of technology to make the websites actually work for people. Other than that, I'm married to the love of my life. Ironically, found him about 2 years before the tumor, poor guy. And I have no children. I just have fur babies that I love.
Awesome. I love fur babies. I've got 4 of them. So it's a wow. Love-hate relationship sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. They always are.
they're always there, and I got a small dog, so I'm sometimes I'm surprised he's alive because of how many times I've like stepped on him or tripped over him or
Oh, that's awful.
you
But
know,
hey, they're resilient. They are
yeah.
resilient.
It's not intentional, of course,
Of course.
but when you got a box or you're carrying in groceries and you got this little 8-inch tall dog.
Well, they love to be under our feet. I mean, there's just something about it. They don't understand that we don't always know that they're under our feet or in
Yeah.
our way.
But
Absolutely.
I love them even as much of a pain as they can be. I still love them. And so
Right.
I want to talk a couple things, if you don't mind. Of one, mindset. How were you able to? Oh, you don't mind talking about this? Keep your tumor from becoming a crutch. When I heard your tumor, made my cough seem like nothing. I felt, oh, what am I complaining about a cough for and stuff? But how do you keep it from woe is me, look at me, and getting in that pity party and staying there? Sometimes we do that and we stay, or we have those. And I'm not saying we don't need time to reflect or whatever, but how do you keep it from becoming a permanent crutch and holding you back from your potential?
That's a great question. I Part of it is just my personality. I think I was just born to not be to sit around and do nothing. Like that's good or bad, because sometimes it's bad. Sometimes I make myself be productive when I should just be taking it easy. Some of it is just built-in resilience. I have overcome a ton in my life. A very abusive relationship. I had cancer at 36 that I think was from the abusive relationship, and then the tumor. And everything that happens, just what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I love that song, and it's so true. I just look at it as this is another growth area, another thing to learn from. And I really found, once I really realized how much I love web design, I really look at the tumor with gratefulness. And I know that kind of sounds goofy, but it helped me find my passion. I think I'd still be in the corporate world killing myself if I hadn't been stopped. And sometimes that's what's happens. We go so hard that our bodies just go, hello, I am going to bring you to your knees because you won't do it yourself. And that stopping and just spending time really, it puts me in a place of gratefulness now, because and ironically, it still does it. Lately, I've even been known to work way too hard, to just work too many hours, do way too much, and go back to that old self that I was in the corporate world. And the tumor stops me by, I get pain, and I get, reminder that I'm not the person I used to be. Slow down. And I kind of feel like that's a healthy thing, because I'm pretty stubborn and I don't tend to listen to my body. So it gets my attention. And like the last couple of months, I've really pulled way back and said, okay, I'm going to listen to my body more. I'm going to respect it. And I'm not going to work myself to death. You shouldn't have to work yourself to death if you do it right. And I'm just trying to learn how to do it right.
and that's the thing. I think that there's no like balance, there's some give and take, and everybody's scale looks different. What may seem like working hard or overworking for one person is something different for others, or their balance, if you will. I don't use the word balance in my life. It's a mesh for me, and
Right.
everybody's mesh or everybody's scale or whatever or objective is different, and I think that's so misconstrued so often because of how we define success. We think success only has one definition,
Yes. I battle that one. Yes.
and even in our own minds, we have multiple definitions. Well, if if I if I am successful at this, then I'm failing at this, or whatever. Or if I'm not doing this like Janet does or like Bob does, then I'm not a success.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but
Comparing. Yes.
but it ties into our goals. You know, what is our goal? What is our definition of success? You know, I can throw this piece of garbage in the trash can and be successful. You know,
Right.
or
Right.
taking time and reading a book to my son yesterday was a success.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so I love that you pointed out, you know, what you need to do for you. And there's so many other things we get misconstrued with. Self-love, we think is selfish. If we're not always out helping or
Yes.
doing or serving or giving or working or whatever, then we're being selfish. If I'm taking
Mhm.
time to watch a movie, you know, I'm not being productive.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
saying, you know, be lazy and do that all the time or whatever, or
Right.
neglect your
Right.
other responsibilities, of course, but, you know, being productive, or it took me a long time to be okay with saying I'm busy, sitting at home watching a movie with my family.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to. We have to remember ourselves and our own lives. And thankfully I have a husband that's really good at calmly reminding me as well. He has a completely different definition of success than I do. He's not an entrepreneur. And sometimes we have discussions around that, because I'm like, well, I understand, your definition, mine's a little different, but he's also really good at going, but don't forget that having a happy life is also successful. Having a healthy, happy life, and us just spending time together in a, you know, watching a movie, going to the beach, do whatever, is just as important as making a lot of money in my business.
Yep, absolutely, and I love how you also brought up like essentially what we deem as roadblocks end up being blessings in the future. I'm an analogy guy, and I love road trips and traveling, so I use road trip travel analogies a lot. But some of my greatest road trips and vacations have been with detours, because
Oh, wow.
I've discovered new places, I've met different people, I've seen different things that I would not have otherwise seen. You know, I just,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
but at the
Absolutely.
time, that detour or that flat tire was an obstacle, was an inconvenience to me, or
Hmm.
you know, having to shut down one of my previous businesses for various reasons, whatever. Um, it seemed like a setback. It seemed like a inconvenience. It seemed like a fail.
Failure. Yeah.
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 When looking back at it and learning from it, yeah, it was not what I wanted at the time, but I'm glad it happened, and I'm
Mhm.
glad that I went through it because of what I've learned and the people I've met and the experience and stuff. But looking back, I've realized that it was there to help me get to where I really need to be.
Exactly. Absolutely. And
So,
sometimes those things just happen because we need something to get our attention. It's we're on that route, and we're headstrong heading this way, and sometimes the universe or God or whatever you want to call it just has to smack us upside the head and go, hey, pay attention.
yep, yep, and I love it. And it's hard to see the blessing in it at the moment, but
Yes.
if we're able to step back for a second and look at, okay, what blessing come from this. You know, I'll give you an example. I recently had to change the wheel bearing on my van, and because it was starting to do this and stuff going down the road, it just my van was going like this, and like something's
Oh
not
my
right.
God. Right.
And it was an inconvenience. It was a pain in the butt. ordering the parts and yada, yada, yada. But as I stepped back after a little while, I'm like, I'm very grateful and blessed that it happened on my street and I could back it into my driveway and not on the freeway going 80.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So if we can remember to step back and see the blessings that it is, okay, yeah, I got this flat tire, but I'm grateful because I avoided this major accident that I would have been involved in had I not got the flat tire, or this thing fell off the back of a truck or a rock slide or something like that happened that I would have been smack dab in the middle of.
Right.
So taking a step back and looking for the silver lining in the rainstorm, or whatever phrase you want to use, is so important. And then you become more grateful for the situation and more grateful all the way around.
Absolutely. Yep.
Something else I'd
and
like
that's
to
life changing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Life changing on multiple levels, because you grow so much more, and then you get more out of future experiences every time you recognize those blessings.
Right. And I do believe in every challenge, conflict, issue, whatever we come across, there is always another side, a good side. And we can choose to whine about it, complain about it, let it take us down, or we can choose to find the good, find the lesson, find the place to be grateful, because there's always something. I mean, even in my poor marriage, I look at that and go, well, number one, I would never have become the person I am today to be the wife to the man I was supposed to be with now, if I hadn't gone through that. I also use it to help other women as much as possible, because I recognize how hard it is to be in that kind of relationship and not even know how to get out or what to do or who to talk to. I mean, in every situation, we have the opportunity to learn and grow and be grateful versus crabby and unhappy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that ties into so many things. And that's also why I do like the mesh concept that I use instead of the balance, because everything ties back into everything. This happened in my personal life, but it helped me in my business life, or vice versa. Or this happened with my fur babies, and because of that I met this person and we connected on this, and then it helped me over here, and then you knew somebody that I could do business with over here, or we had a business relationship that started because of, so it's a spider web mesh kind of thing. And
so true.
And I love it. And something else you brought up about your business and stuff, and designing the websites. You mentioned that you didn't want to do anything in the marketing and stuff at first, but and we all have our zones and stuff. I'm like, I just want to do this. I just want to have my Thanksgiving dinner, but I don't want to do the dishes.
Great one. Yes, that's me.
I want to talk for a minute on getting out of our comfort zone and pushing ourselves past what we think is our boundaries, as well as the importance of collaboration. Like, for example, right now I've got someone doing yard work for me. I like my yard done, and I love the look and the smell of fresh cut grass and things like that, but I don't necessarily like weeding.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I've got someone that, it's a win-win all the way around. And so I want to talk about the importance of, getting out of our comfort zone. I'll go weed if I have to, but someone else would, if they like doing yard work and stuff, I'll let them, or somebody that loves marketing, you collaborate. And I'm looking at your website over here. That's why I'm doing this number.
Oh.
and I'm on the team page, meet the team. I want to talk about, collaboration and, well, if I don't do it all, then I won't make the money, or I won't get all the commissions, or I won't make as much, or whatever. So how do you collaborate? How do you know when to collaborate? How do you know who to collaborate with? Whether that's through contracts or business partners or hiring.
Hmm. That is a great question. I think I have a great example to use. Well, and starting with the marketing, I mean, honestly, if I hadn't recognized early the power of networking, I would never have really learned that lesson, because I met really great marketing people early in my business that taught me so much that I have built on and use consistently, and just learn more and more all the time. But recently, so I don't build websites in WordPress, and I'm one of the few web developers out there that don't, and I have a lot of reasons why I don't. The main reason is I want easy websites for my clients that are easy to maintain and update and stay up to date. But I realized about a year ago that to really offer SEO services, I'm going to limit myself if I don't open myself up to supporting WordPress sites, at least on the SEO side. But I didn't want to learn WordPress inside and out. So I hired someone on a contract basis, but I went out and sought someone with SEO experience that knows WordPress. And I'm learning more and more about WordPress all the time. I'm much better at it than I was a year ago, but I don't make myself crazy trying to do it all myself. I don't want to do it all myself. I can't do it all myself. So I do turn to other people. And on my team page, I think all I have on there is my solution manager, Pam, who's been with me for over 2 years now. I love her to death. I originally brought her on as a VA type person, which she's good at. She does some of my admin, but when that became her passion. And I love that I was able to help someone else find their passion and pursue it. And it's helping grow the business. And she's just flourishing in it. And it's sometimes embarrassing because I have to ask her questions about SEO, and I'm supposed to be the expert. But it's so wonderful because she's such an asset to the team, and she is now getting to do what she absolutely loves doing. So it's such a win-win all around for us, for our clients, for everybody.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and on that side, I sometimes, especially like on games and stuff, I'll ask my son for help.
I love it.
Hey,
I
how
believe
do you
it.
do this?
Mm-hmm.
But
they're so much smarter these days.
oh yeah, and they're around it more if they find what they love, and like you said with Pam, she loves the SEO stuff. She's flourishing. Let them do their thing.
Yes.
It was hard to let that go and not worry or micromanage or think you're not providing as much value because you don't do 50 different things.
Right.
you know um but when you find the right collaboration and the right people to collaborate with, you go a lot further than if you were to try to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
you know
I've always heard do what you love and outsource the rest, or do what you're good at, whichever. Hopefully it's both. Hopefully you're good at what you love and then outsource the rest. And that's really what I try to do. I have so many partners in what I do because I do have that philosophy for sure. What I love is websites. I mean, that's what I love. I believe in SEO and I know SEO and I love to talk about SEO, but what I really want to do all day is build websites. That's what I want to do. I want to design and do that part and talk to the clients and build their brand, represent them. And so I'm so happy that I have that, ability to have someone else pick up the rest of it.
yeah, and then you put more of you into it. If I'm out pulling weeds in my backyard, I'm not necessarily dreading it, but I'd rather not be there. There's 100 other places I'd rather be. I'd rather go
Right.
empty the garbages in the house.
Right. Right.
you know, but if I'm helping somebody in my industry, or or if I'm planning my next vacation, I love travel planning, not as a profession, but I love to do it because it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if I'm in my zone, as they say, then I'm there. You know, my mind is there, my focus is there. I'm there. If I'm
Yeah.
whether that's on a personal level, professional level, if I'm reading a book with my son or watching a movie, I'm there. You know, um,
Yes.
I'm not wishing I'd be somewhere else or on my phone the whole time or anything like that. But if I'm out pulling weeds, I'm like, I could be doing this, or I'd rather do that, or
Right.
playing on Facebook.
Right.
you know, and,
Absolutely. Yes.
and even the same thing in my business in the financial industry. There are certain things that I'd rather not do, so I hand them off to other people that love doing them. But we
Mm-hmm.
both get the job done. We both serve better. We both perform better. We all win. Our clients win all the way around. And
Absolutely. Yes.
and we don't dread Monday morning.
Right. Yeah. God, that's such a good point. Yeah. I don't, my husband does that. Oh, it's Friday. It's the end of the week, or oh, it's Monday. And I half the time I don't even know what day of the week it is. I don't, I think of Friday as my, I get to really get stuff done day. But other than that, it's all great. Every day's great.
Yeah, I love it. And it's you don't know how different it is and how freeing it is until you're there. When you don't have to, oh, it's Monday tomorrow. I don't want to, the main reason I know it's Monday is because that's garbage day for me.
Right. Us too. Yeah. That's funny.
But when you're doing what you love, you know what, and that doesn't have to be necessarily as a business owner. You could do that as in 9 to 5. And there's many people that love that. Um, so when you're doing what you love, you're there. You don't care. You're not dreading Monday. You're not wishing or living for the weekend. You don't
Yeah.
take your stress from work home with you because you're in line with who you are.
Right.
And
Right.
that so often we've grown up with keep your work and personal life separate, but they're not. They're interconnected. If you're stressed at work, yeah, you can kind of leave some of the paperwork and the phone calls and emails at work, but you're still stressed, and it ties back to your emotion. It ties back to,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then you start eating crappy or binge watching TV or not exercising or things like that. So it all is interconnected.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's so true. And then with those of us that work from home, both of us work from home. So it's really hard to separate work and home life anyway, when you're together 24/7. And you know and I love to talk about my business. I'm very grateful. My husband is my business partner, so he kind of has to listen to some of it. But I love talking about it, especially when it's the good stuff. When a client does something that just is amazing, or I get to do something cool and different, or it's I love to talk about that with him and get him excited about what we're doing.
yeah, absolutely. And then when you get that level of excitement with your clients too, like you were saying, and and your clients are winning, and you're winning because your clients are winning, and you're both excuse me, you're both excited, and it's more fulfilling that way, and that's why um that's why I focus on why we do what we do on the show more than what we do, because it's it's so much more rewarding when we're in line with who we are, when we're living our passion, when we're doing what we love,
Yeah.
and we just serve differently. I'm doing what I love, different than you're doing what you love, but we're both doing the same thing in a way,
Right.
and your success may look different than my success, but we're still successful, and
Yes.
and everybody wins, because I I build my own website, and it's very basic, very simple, but it's like very low on the totem pole for me. It's not what I love to do. I do it because I don't update it all that often, so I just go make a few tweaks here and there on the website I use for some different things, but I don't love it. But that's your thing, and so we all serve in different ways, but we still serve, and it's so awesome when we can collaborate and connect even on not directly connected levels like
Right.
that. If
I
that
agree.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And I love contemplating, thinking, daydreaming, if you will, whatever, how things chain reactor tied together. You met someone in Florida that went on a cruise to Australia, that flew to Japan, that flew over to LA, that I met on a cruise in LA, and you never know when our relationships and our connections connect,
Oh yeah.
or how
So true.
many things I've been on shows based out of Australia, and they talk to someone in Kentucky, and so it all ties together, and so it's kind of just fascinating to think about. Well, how would how do those things connect, and I wonder how those people met, or what that effect had that on those people, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And you start realizing it's such a small world. I mean, in the big scheme of things, especially in small business, when we really look to network and collaborate and meet other people, it's amazing to me how I can come across the same people in multiple places from around the world or the country, or both. Um, and it's I mean, I just yesterday I had someone reach out to me from one group in Phoenix that is not related to another group that I'm very aligned with in Phoenix, and I have no ties to Phoenix, but I know so many people there just from, connections, making
yeah,
those connections.
and a prime example is we got connected through Julie Jones,
Right. Yes.
and
In
you're in
Phoenix.
yeah, you're in Florida, she's in Phoenix, I'm in northern Utah, and Julie Jones and I got connected through someone else, who we connected through someone else, and so it's like 5 connections later, and
Yeah.
here we are, and just fascinating, but we're all tied together in a way, because if we're doing what we love and we're serving, and you're helping your clients win, and those clients go help their clients win. Your clients might have clients that I'm one of their clients.
Right.
You know, and so when we serve and we're doing what we love, it ripple effects, and then through those 5 or 10 connections, I'm getting a piece of Lori's work and her passion through those 5 or 10 different connections.
Right.
So it's
Right.
not just a direct one-to-one contract client connection there. It's and it's not even client to excuse me, client connection or whatever, it's on a personal level too. You know, you might have started out as a client at first, but then we found some common interests, and now you're my camping buddy, or you're my cruising buddy, or
Yeah.
or things. You never know where it's gonna go, and
Absolutely.
just being open to life, open to the possibilities. You know, what if I tried this? What if I said yes to this opportunity? What if I got out of my comfort zone, did a little marketing, and then I met Pam? But what if I didn't do that? What if I never
Right.
met Pam? What if I never met Julie? Then I may not have ever met Lori, And so you never know when those things are coming. And this is one of my funnest things about doing this show, is just meeting and seeing those connections and where those people come from. Anyways, I could talk about that forever.
Well, I do have to mention, just because you brought up Julie Jones, I just finished her website, and I think it is my favorite so far. So if you haven't looked at it, you got to check it out, because Julie Jones is an amazing human being, and to capture her on the web is a challenge, and I think I stepped up to it.
Yeah, and you got to check out Julie Jones, anyways. Not just the website, but she is amazing, and she is, and you can totally tell that she is being her. She's got the goofy glasses, the cool, funky glasses on, and she's just being her. She's letting her personality shine in everything she does.
It's an inspiration. Yeah. And every time I'm around her, a reminder that we all need to be ourselves. And myself doesn't have to be herself. I don't feel comfortable in goofy glasses, but I've got my color instead. That's me. That's my piece. We have to find what makes us and live it.
Absolutely.
To the fullest.
Yeah, you be you. I love the Dr. Seuss thing that says no one is more you than you, or no one is more youer than you, or that's true than true. Whatever that saying is. I know I butchered it, but and that's okay, be goofy. Who cares if people think you're a goofball? Who cares if not everybody likes your post?
Well, and that's something I've really learned recently too, is we don't have to be liked by everybody. We're not going to do business with everybody. Your client is not everybody. We tend to do business with people that we align with, and often that are like us. And once I realized that, I stopped worrying about my competition. I stopped worrying about what everybody else is doing, and I started realizing that, and I have come to find that I attract my clients. I mean, we all do, but I had to learn that. I attract my clients, and the ones that are supposed to work with me, that are going to want to work with me, they're going to find me. They're going to come to me as long as I'm out there. Now, if I hide in my office and I'm never out there to be seen, they're not going to find me. They're back to the marketing piece. But that was so freeing when I realized I don't have to be perfect for everybody. I don't have to be liked by everybody. I'm not going to be liked by everybody. That's a huge realization, that not everybody is going to like me. So let's be myself and know that the people that do like me will come. They'll come because I attracted them.
Absolutely. And Sharon absolutely loved Julie Jones.
Love for Julie.
She's so authentic and amazing. I'll have to check out her new site. And yeah, and it frees up the scarcity mindset that we're trapped in. Oh no, my competition is going to take away my clients. Now, like you said, unless you're hiding under a rock, there's plenty of clients, plenty of business to go around.
Absolutely.
And even if I did design websites, my personality is not going to connect with everyone that connects with you, or I may do it a little differently. I may have this flair or this technique, and yours is over here, or your approach is different and stuff. And so there's plenty to go around as long as you're being
Yes.
authentic to you and putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
Make a few mistakes, get embarrassed,
Right.
wear some goofy glasses. If you go on my Facebook profile, I just made a video of a big 5-gallon bag of milk that I pretended was an IV because I love milk. So just being you.
Yeah, I love it.
And if somebody doesn't like it, then oh well.
Right. They'll move on and they'll go find someone else they like, and someone that does like you will come along.
Absolutely. Oh, switching gears a little bit. You got a monthly roundtable coming up. Is that correct?
Yes and no. I kind of put it on hold in April and May just as I kind of stepped back to listen to my body, but it will be coming back in June. And it's a great opportunity just to, it really is a roundtable. We just talk. I answer people's questions that they have about SEO or their websites or even marketing. I learn things from other people, which I always love. And we just chat. And I call it the coaches roundtable. Originally it was going to be mainly for coaches, but I have all kinds of small businesses come, and it's a great time that I'm definitely bringing back in June.
Awesome. Yeah, and again, nothing wrong with taking a break and switching gears or shifting focus. And doing what you need for your body or your business or your personal goals. Make some tweaks, make some changes, and where can people find more about that roundtable or getting in contact with you?
I have my website for sure, bizbolster.com, and I have a meetup group, and the name, I need to shorten the name. The name is so long I can't even tell you what the whole name is. It's SEO and websites for small business. Something along those lines. Isn't that horrible? But if you go out to my website, and I do put the events on my website when we do them, and out there you can find so much information on my website. You can find my gallery. You can find galleries of specific types of websites that we do. We have an SEO FAQ and glossary out there under our resources. And of course, you can always sign up for a free call with me if you want to ask me anything about anything related to websites or SEO, or I guess me if you wanted. But let's chat.
Where do you get your glass frame?
Yeah. I hate to tell anyone that because they're so my brand, I have like 6 pairs because I'm afraid they're going to stop making them someday. But Zenny's where I get them.
Oh, that's awesome. You can have customized glasses frame just for you.
Oh, God, that would be so cool to take my brand and oh man, I wonder if you could do that. You're gonna make me have to check that out now because my brand, my logo background, which I have nothing around me, but no, I have nothing to pick up. Oh, here we go. Found something. My background is used on everything, and my logo was designed from that. And it would be so cool to have glasses made out of that. That would be awesome.
There you go. So next time we connect.
Yeah, there you go.
Or have your logo dangling from your earrings.
Ooh, there's another great idea. Wow, Kenny, thank you. You're a brand guy, man. That's such a great idea.
I'll expect royalties.
Okay. All right. I will keep you in the loop on that. I love it.
Oh man. And just having fun, we're just letting our personalities through and we have fun and so many, I know we're joking around, but different ideas to explore. What if I do this? What if I get glasses with my logo on it? What if I, that's what somebody thought when what if we put it on a hat?
Right.
What if we
Someone
put it
had
on
to
a
come up with
shirt?
that. Right.
That's so commonplace today, but back then somebody thought they were crazy for having that idea. That would
I'm
never
sure.
catch on. Who's gonna do that?
Right.
Everybody now.
Yes, exactly.
And
Exactly.
it just came from being you and putting yourself out there and taking those risks and exploring those possibilities. What if Henry Ford never tried to create the V8 motor,
Right.
or the
Right.
Wright brothers, or so many other different variable examples we
Right.
can use. But
So I will say, if there's anyone watching that does customize glasses or earrings, please reach out to me because I love those ideas. So maybe someone watching will already have the answer.
and here you go. That's how you can reach out right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, Lori, I've enjoyed talking with you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your experiences and personality and knowledge, and just sharing who you are a little bit. So thank you. And everyone watching, please reach out to Lori. She's got a lot of great things, and especially if you do customized glasses frames, I'd love to have a follow up and see what we can come up with in a couple months. Maybe
so
that'll be
awesome.
at your new round tables.
There you go. I love it. Thank you so much.
But reach out to Lori. She's great at what she does. She enjoys what she does. So reach out to her, connect, even if it's not for websites. Connect with her anyways. I'm sure glad I did, and I'm sure glad I met Julie, who connected me with Lori, and just putting myself out there and taking that risk and looking into that positive what if. Excuse
Yes.
me. But thank you again for being here and tuning in. And as always, remember to live your passion, fulfill your purpose, and explore those possibilities.